Hello, and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. This really has been a week of no facecam, hasn't it? Completely unintentional. I have facecam intros filmed for the videos that were originally slotted in for this week, but I've been looking at this week's original plan in my planner as it got closer and closer, and just haven't really been inspired in terms of talking points yet. The footage is filmed, but they're both just random things I did in August with no particular talking points in mind, so but as you may remember from many other videos I've done that have something to do with Amino Apps, I'm active in quite a few communities on Amino, and I love taking part in art challenges over there. I'm not sponsored by Amino at this time, but I do staff in a few communities, so I'm quite invested. Well, one of the art-oriented communities I'm in, titled Drawing, with 2 pencil emojis framing the name, did a collaboration with a mostly writing-oriented community called Creators Archive. Members in the writing community wrote the beginnings of short fictions, and we artists in the art community were challenged to take our favorite story starter and illustrate the story as it was written, how we think it ends, or both. This video is my illustration for the story I picked. I decided to do a short 4-panel comic type illustration for the story starter, and then an additional piece for my ending. I'm going to read the story now as you're watching the time-lapse footage from the comic panels, and I'll put the relevant completed tile up in the corner as we go. And then when we flip to the ending, I'll describe what I think the ending is, and then tell you guys a little bit about what I'm planning for the month of October on this channel. October is Inktober, so I've got a lot planned. This story was written by a user called Chance, and that's all I know about them. I did contact them and ask permission to read the story, and they said yes. I asked how to credit them, and they very humbly said I didn't have to. So Chance from Creators Archive Amino is all I have to tell you guys. This story is called Why It's Called Fall. It's that time of year. No one knows when it all started, but all they know is that it'll never end. Every year is the same. The bright and happy days of summer begin to lull, and each day gets shorter. When the days are short enough, then begins the ceremony. The ceremony is a familiar sight to you. You've seen it every year. The crowd of people lining the sides of the path to the cliff, each and every person dressed in a beautiful shade of browns, reds, yellows, and greens, their eyes solemn and their voices silent. Above them, lanterns hanging from the trees illuminate the browning leaves and the dull path below. The path is unkempt, uneven, and dirty. After all, it's only used once a year. Yes, the ceremony is a familiar sight to you, but this year it's different. Instead of the soft, warm colors that covered you from head to toe, this year it's a solid white. Instead of you watching the procession quietly from the sidelines, this year you are the procession. You walk slowly and quietly, your white clothes dragging against the dirt ground. At first, you glance side to side to see everyone else's expressions. Some are neutral, some are solemn, and some are even a little sad. But as you continue to walk down the rows of people, fear tugs at your heart as you meet the onlookers' eyes. You stop to collect yourself. In all honesty, you want to run away. You want to turn around and escape, but you can't. You've seen what happens to those who try. In fact, you've been part of the crowd that descends upon them and finishes the ceremony with force. And you've heard the stories. Stories of the catastrophe that occurs if the ceremony remains unfinished. You can't run away. Your feet begin to move forward again. You manage to hear a few sighs of relief. You do not look to the sides again. You are afraid to look. Instead, you look forward toward the cliff. Somehow it draws you in. Somehow it's reassuring. You approach the edge of the cliff and look down. It's pitch black. Even the darkness of every night combined does not compare to how black the canyon looks to you. You shiver. It's still hot out, but you feel chilly. You wonder what's down there and what awaits you. You imagine being transported to a different realm or meeting a god. You imagine seeing a huge monster or land in a pile of feathers or snow. You imagine gaining the ability to fly and soaring through the sky. You imagine nothing. You feel your heart become heavy and tears start pouring out of your eyes. What if there is nothing? Before you can think anymore, you feel a push on your back. Time seems to stop when you realize you are falling. You are scared, but you can't close your eyes. You are frozen in fear as you feel the air beneath you fail to slow you down. The air becomes cold and darkness envelops you. You cannot see anything. You cannot see how fast you are falling or how close to the ground you are. You brace yourself. But somehow, after a few minutes of free falling, you start to relax. You realize the wind isn't whipping at your face anymore. The cold isn't sucking your warmth from you. You think you are floating, but you can't see anything. You can't feel anything. And then, the scenery before you begins to change. Tiny points of light begin to chase away the darkness, and soon those tiny points of light grow into balls of color. Some are brightly burning balls of warmth, reds, yellows, oranges, and a few so hot they're white. Others are beautiful swirls of blues, greens, and browns. Some are surrounded by a glittering cloud of gold, and as you look closer, you notice that those clouds of gold are coming from those who fell before you. Each orb of swirling colors is being fed, or perhaps revived, by living sacrifices in white robes. There's little left of some of them now, but the scene isn't horrible. You feel peace and hope. One globe in particular catches your eye, and as you study it, it seems to pull you in. You float closer, closer. The same golden cloud begins to flow out toward this world, and you notice that it's coming from you. You reach out toward this beautiful new world, searching for life, and a feeling of love and devotion floods you in response. Welcome home. Thank you again so much, Chance, for writing such a beautiful and intriguing story starter and allowing me to share our collaboration out here on YouTube. I'll also be posting this to my blog. If you've watched this far, don't go away just yet. Thank you though, I do appreciate the watch time and I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday at minimum, and some weeks, like this one, I have bonus uploads as well. If you liked this, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. I love reading your comments and I do reply to everyone. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, next week kicks off Inktober. If you're not familiar with that, it's a month-long art challenge where you create art of some sort every single day using an ink-based medium. There are lots of different daily prompt lists out there, including the official list by Inktober's creator, Jake Parker, and my personal favorite, the Linktober lists by Joe D. Seagal and Red Alchemy. I'm going to be doing bits and pieces of several different lists, but I intend to complete the Linktober quest list in its entirety, and I'll actually be working a bit ahead on that, so I can do a video of my newly created Legend of Zelda fan game storyline in a video near the end of October. I have that scheduled for the 29th, right before my Halloween special on the 31st. We'll also be doing Colors of the Month and Scholar Box as usual, and I'm going to do my second video of my artist biography series, and my second Every Art Supply in One Color video. No Box Art Box Episode 8, Pokemon Card Art Challenge Round 10, and a few other things in between. What sort of bonuses do you want to see? Which Inktober prompts from any of this year's lists would you like to see a time-lapse of? It'll be my daughter's second birthday in October, and I'm thinking of doing a portrait of her. Monday the 14th is also Thanksgiving up here in Canada. Would you be interested in a little educational rambling video about that? What would you like to see me draw to go along with that? Are you guys doing Inktober, and are you as excited as I am? Let me know. If you are planning to do Inktober and you missed it, definitely go back and check out the other videos I posted this week. I did an updated fine liner pens review and a part 2 with brush pens. This was inspired by the pre-Inktober pen review I did last year with the segment on spotting fake microns. If you haven't seen that one, If you haven't seen that one, go watch that one as well. I did make a bit of an updated note about that in this year's fine liner video, but I didn't spend super long on it because the fake microns video is still one of my best performing videos, so I didn't want to take away from it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month. Bye guys.